started with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and today we're going to talk about why I will not be a KOL for your company. I'm laughing because it's so funny. I will absolutely not do it. So I've done it before several times, and I kind of felt like a prostitute. I hate to say that word, but that's what I felt like. Because yeah, it's nice and they dangle money in front of you and travel opportunities and speaking opportunities and things like that. And I do really love the part where you're involved with a team. That's really fun. Sometimes it can get a little lonely when you have your own company and your own team, but it's not like team where you have these brilliant minds. I really love being with brilliant minds on a team. Don't get me wrong. I've had some semi-positive experiences being a KOL. Not fully positive, but I've had way more negative experiences than positive experiences. So I'm going to give you some warnings if you're thinking about doing this and you're in the dental or the health profession or the medical profession, how you can sell your soul to being a KOL. And it all sounds nice and good at the beginning, and they'll make you lots of promises, and you're going to end up probably losing in the end. Let's talk about why and some things that happened to me. And I'm not going to name the brands that I worked for. I'm sure you guys can figure it out by looking through my CV and stuff like that. But, we just won't name it. So, things that have happened to me. First of all, whenever you're going to be a key opinion leader, usually you're involved in sometimes they just want you to lecture about their product, but most commonly they want you on their executive team. They want to get your feedback. They'll sell it up. They'll glow it up saying that, oh, you're a brilliant mind and we really want your feedback. We really want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, they don't. They want you to do what they think is right, which 9 times out of 10 is not clinically good, because 9 times out of 10, these are not dentists or not high quality dentists that are running the companies. If they even are dentists or specialists running the companies, they are venture capitalists or people who worked in dental sales who worked their way up. There's a lot of nice people, and don't get me wrong, I've had some great CEOs when I was a KOL, and I've had some vicious, nasty, scary ones, and I've had some that were a wolf in sheep's clothing, and I loved them for a year or two, and then they turned nasty and vicious. I don't know. Don't ask me why these things happen. But so anytime you're going to be a KOL, you're going to have to sign something called an NDA. And an NDA, well, there's 2 different types of NDAs. There's non-disclosure agreement. I don't really have a problem with that. And it's, if I'm going to be working with your company and you're going to tell trade secrets, I'm not going to tell people. That's really not my business. I mean, I'd rather not know it. But, I'll keep my mouth shut on that. That's not a problem. What the issue that comes is the other NDA, which is the non-disparagement agreement. And then usually it's all kind of bundled into one complex form. And that's where I've gotten myself in trouble. Because, listen, a lot of these companies, especially some of these multi-billion-dollar companies that are out there with high funding venture capitalists, they don't give a rat's ass about you, okay? Unless you are their puppet and doing everything they're saying, they do not care about you, your longevity, your family, how things are, your quality of life, your clinical judgment. They just want you to be their puppet and to preach what they think is right, even if it's lying, in my opinion, even if it's clinically incorrect, even if it's clinically unhealthy. And it's the moment you have your own opinion that's different from theirs, they're going to come after you. And this doesn't only happen within the active contract, whether it be a month by month, a year by year, on retainer, whatever it is, they will come back and they will stalk you for the rest of your career. And this still happens to me today, where there's ones where I did sign non-disparagement agreements, and my definition of disparagement is clearly different than their definition of disparagement. And there's at least 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think of a lot of, there are even companies that, stupid me, back when I was young and naive, that, we'd have we'd go out to dinner or something. And they'd be like, hey, can I take you out? I just want to pick your brain. I'd love to take you out. And well, before we take you out, I want you to sign this, and I'd be like, okay, I'll sign it. And then later I realized that they just roped me into, now I can't say boo about them on any of my videos, or if I even just talk to a doctor, and a doctor's, some of these, I can't even, it blows my mind some of the sneaky stuff some of these companies do. They will literally troll you, not only troll your social media, all your social media, but they will troll you in lectures where they will plant. I was asked Okay. I was asked by one company to go into lectures at an ADA. Was it AAO or ADA? I don't remember. Um, and ask questions. They would tell me the questions I needed to ask, and I didn't feel that comfortable about it, but they would require me to do this. They said it was part of my job, and I would have to ask these really leading, kind of mean questions to some of these lectures, that were competitors and things like that, because I was the orthodontist and I didn't feel comfortable doing this. And they would bull me into doing it and threaten me if I didn't do it. And I was forced to do this at times. And there's one person I do kind of owe an apology to. And I've been trying to give this person an apology every time I see this person and try to see this person at a lecture in person. And so far, I think he's upset enough at me that he's dodging me. But I do owe this person an apology. And eventually I will give this person an apology and let him know what happened and how I was bullied and forced into doing this. And after that, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. That's not cool. I don't think you should be bullying. And I know that when I've given lectures, there's been people that have bullied me, and I know how it is. So, but in any case, that happens. Also, like I said, they'll troll you afterwards. Any little thing you say, like for example, if you say, in my clinical judgment, I think that we shouldn't do aligners this way because this, and this, or I have to be really careful about the examples I say because you guys will know exactly who they are. They will troll you, and then their lawyers will send you letters and saying, you signed a non-disparagement agreement and we believe that this is disparagement. Well, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm clearly not. So I don't have the lawyers. I don't want to waste $50,000 to $100,000 fighting something so stupid. I'll just take the post down. I'll take the content down. I'll take the podcast down. What a waste of my time. I'm an orthodontist. Who are you as a venture capitalist to say what I'm saying is wrong, especially when there's research that backs it up? I know you might have your half-ass research that's not really publishable research. It's the research where you buy the research to back your stuff up. Well, I've got other research to back up what I'm saying, and probably 99% of the orthodontists will also back me up. So and I'm not even naming those companies. I'm just talking about a product in general. So this is the reason why I will never, ever, ever, ever be a KOL ever again. Now, what we do, and I love working with teams, we are available. You can hire us by the hour to consult. We'll consult with companies, no problem. We will not sign a single NDA. We will not sign any non-compete. We will not sign any non-disparagement agreement. I'll sign nothing. You pay us up front, we'll talk to you, and then that's it. Not going to sign anything. So if their signature is required in order to have that meeting or for you to do business with us, then pass. No, thank you. Not interested. So I have a lot of really, really great ideas, and I'm going to be publishing. I've just decided, you know what? All my great ideas, I'm just going to put out there on the internet, and it's first for the taking. Whatever company wants to take my great ideas, I'm not selling them. I mean, I've looked into doing a lot of stuff with the patent attorneys and developing products because I've got some amazing ideas, and some of you might have them too. And I see some people kind of starting it and not implementing it right. And I'll often reach out to a company on LinkedIn. I'll be like, dude, saw your product. This is super cool. I think you should really consider doing it this way. And I've had some CEOs that, hey, free information, I'm telling you, if you did it like this, I could get you so many people signed up. Not even trying to get paid, just trying to give you, it's a product I'd like to see. Let's put it that way. And as much as I would love to be on a lot of these patents, I also don't want to be tied down to these situations. So, hey, if there's anyone out there that would like to hire me to help work on a product without having to sign anything, I'm super open to doing that. That sounds great. But what I will never also do again is I'll never work for a company where they're going to give you shares or stock options, because every time I've done that, for the most part in the past, I've gotten screwed where I put in maybe like hundreds of hours, like 20%, 30%, 40% of my day for a year or more into this company, and I really believed in it. And when we first started it, y'all were super on board with my clinical message, what I wanted to do, what I thought was right, what I thought was healthy for the consumer, what I thought the doctors wanted, what is ethically, morally, and just everything right. And then y'all go, and because of the venture capitalists, once you get funding, you go change things, you change the whole direction, you change the whole mantra, you pivot, because I realize companies do pivot, and you pivot to something I don't believe in anymore. And then when I speak up, you go, oh, you're not a team player. You violated your NDA. We're going to pull your shares. We're going to take everything, and you get nothing for all that work you put in. And yes, this has happened to me, and karma is a bitch, guys. So a few of these companies that are out there that owe me a ton of money, I'm not going after it. I've tried that one time. Not worth it. You guys have more attorneys and more funding than I do. It's really, really not worth it. But karma's a bitch. And you know what? When people ask me what I think one-on-one, when I'm not being recorded, I'm not on a podcast, we're at a meeting, we're just talking, I know when you guys are planting people to try to get me in trouble, because you guys, some of these companies will send fake doctors to try to harass me and try to get information out of me. And I know that sounds super paranoid, but it is so, I've been on the other side of these companies where I knew that they were doing this. They told us in the meetings they were doing this. So I know you guys are doing this and I know who does this. So when I get people and I know what the leading questions are, I'm just going to mess with them. It's going to be so much fun. So anyways, I just had to put it out there just because almost every week someone on LinkedIn is asking me to help them develop this brand, that brand, this phase one brand, that aligner brand. I love it. They're dangling a lot of money and a lot of stock options, but I'm so sorry. I will not do it. And that's why. All right. Thank you.